When graphing with transformations, the first thing you want to do is to identify the parent function. And in problem number 1, we can identify the parent function by looking at this exponent of 2. This gives us the clue that our parent function is most likely the x squared function, and that basic function is a parabola. In problem number 2, we want to try to identify the parent function, and since we have a square root here, our parent function is most likely the square root of x, and that basic function looks like this. So it's only in that first quadrant. There's nothing anywhere else on the graph. Now let's look at how we graph the basic function with a transformation. So we want to identify the transformation, and we see that in problem number 1 we have an x minus 2, and that minus 2 occurs within the parentheses. It's grouped with the x, so that is inside. And when you have that transformation inside, that indicates that it's going to be a horizontal transformation. So that graph is going to shift left or right. And in fact, this particular one is going to shift right, which seems counterintuitive since it's a minus 2. But the horizontal shift is the opposite of the sign. So that graph is going to shift right. If we draw a new set of axes here, we're going to have a function which has the same basic shape as the parent, so it's going to be a parabola. But instead of going through the point 0, 0, we're going to shift this horizontally to the right by 2 units. And we're going to draw a new curve, a new parabola, which looks exactly like the parent function. And we could get a little more precise by finding points, but I'm just drawing this as a little sketch. Let's move over to problem number 2. We see that we have a plus 2 inside our grouping. Now there's no parentheses there, but that square root is a grouping symbol. So that plus 2 is grouped with the x, which means it's inside, again indicating that it's going to be a horizontal shift. And now it's a plus 2, and again with horizontal shifts we go in the opposite direction of the sign. So a plus 2 actually means we're going to shift to the left by 2 units. So drawing our function, we want a function that looks just like our parent function, but it starts 2 units to the left. So it's going to look like this.